So today, guys, uh, most recently, I picked up just yesterday, the War Journal Punisher. I've been meaning to pick him up for a while. Um, really glad to have him. He's a really good figure. I honestly, I have no complaints for him as a figure. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I don't like these head sculpts. These head sculpts aren't my favorite in terms of the Punisher. I think these head sculpts, when he was first revealed, they were perfect. But I also, not too long ago, picked up the Gamerverse Punisher, and I feel as though he is perfect. I have no complaints. The head sculpts are good. His accessory spray is good. They really have the same accessory spray, minus they both have different ARs. But I've always, for the longest, have wanted a classic Punisher. And when they revealed this guy, I saw a lot of people, modding him, using the Dum Dum Dugan legs from the Shield 2-pack to get a classic Punisher and painting his arms. And then this was revealed, and people were kid bashing these two. And there's somebody on YouTube, I forgot his name, but he showed basically a new way to do this kid bash. And I'm going to try to do it and attempt to do it today. So, one, you're going to need these two Punishers. You're going to need something to heat them both up to soften up the plastic so you could swap out pieces of the Punishers. And you are going to need these acrylic markers. I got these on Walmart.com. This would be my first time using these. This is like recorded in real moment. So if this does not work out like how I want it to, you guys will see, the whole process and how it's going to go. But we're going to see how it is. So without further ado, I'm going to heat up this Punisher and we're going to get moving with the process. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is heat up both Punishers and pop off both of their legs. Now, this process is completely optionary for what you want to do. This process is completely optional for what you want to do next, proceeding on. So, the first thing that you could do if you want to is swap these two boots. Swapping the boots is really the easiest thing that you can do. Second to swapping the gloves. The harder part is going to be swapping out these belts, because both of them have a tab plugged in to stop the belts from sliding up and down the waist. So you're going to have to find something to pop off the tabs with the plug that has it plugged in, or you're going to have to heat it up all to, whatever you can, and pry them off. And then while the figures are still hot, pop them back on. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I will be I'll be right back after I'm done doing that. So now that you have both belts heated up and popped off, this is where kind of the process begins. So I didn't have to really use anything to pull the belts off. I just heated it up really, really hot and used, a bunch of force with my fingers to get them off. But you can kind of see on the side, right here on the blue Punisher, he has a tab right there. And then on the black Punisher, if you move the arm, he also has a tab right there. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slide the belt back on. You might have to heat it up again if the plastic is too soft. So I'm going to do that right now. Heat it back up again. And once you have heated it back up again to soften up the plastic, it theoretically should. Okay, there we go. It should, get it in camera, slide back on to the body. and then your black and white Punisher will have the white from the blue and white Punisher. The next process is to heat up the boots from both Punishers and to get them swapped off. This is pretty much really easy. Not really anything goes with doing this. So I'm gonna get to do that. And then once you are done doing that, your boots should look like this. I will say, be careful. So, even though the process in putting the boots back on or swapping the boots out are relatively simple, it did just now, after me doing it, give me some trouble. Try to be as careful as you can. Make sure you're taking your time. If you're using a blow dryer, hot water, make sure you're being safe, because I did accidentally burn myself a little bit from the blow dryer because I had to heat it up really hot. But yeah, just be careful. So next, what you are going to want to do is you are going to want to heat back up the torso and pop the legs back on. And then after you have heated up your Punisher and popped the legs back on, he should look like this, which is half of the process done. Next, this process is completely optional for how you want to do it, but I want to take this harness off and I want to replace it with this one. So what you could do is you could heat up both of the arms and pop both the arms off and then slide it off. I'm going to try to not do that and just see if I can take it off, and then we'll see how that goes. So I was able to take the harness off. Now the next step is just to put this on the wrong way. Put this one on to this one. I would say be careful popping the harnesses on and off, and when you are doing the heating up process, make sure to take the harnesses off, because I think from having mine on when I was heating up my Punisher, it's kind of warped it a little bit. It's not really like as centered as it normally should be, but I'm not crying or worrying about it at the moment. The next step, or at least actually before I do that, take these heads and pop this one on. The next step is to do the paint markers. Now I'm going to stop this recording right here so that I can get forward to doing the paint markers, because it might be a longer process than what I think. But I will say, since you've dismantled your other Punisher, they're gonna have a whole lot of other parts. I have a whole nother video for this guy that I will be making, so stay tuned for that one. It won't be what people are normally doing. Will kind of be something less complicated, but you'll see that then.